Hey guys, welcome back to Dream Series, episode 3. It's the different meanings of dreams about snakes. Now, when I first started having dreams about snakes, I recognized that it was witchcraft, okay? Snakes, especially the long, big, black ones, they represent witchcraft. And of course, I'm like, okay, so anytime I would have a dream about a snake, I would immediately rebuke it. I would immediately wake up and go straight into warfare prayers, right? But then the Lord showed me something so profound, it just blew my mind. I'm like, ooh, I did not know what that meant. Okay, so I had a vision of a snake standing straight up, a black snake standing straight up, walking as if it had legs. And it began walking, and I realized that we're around clouds, and it began walking to this staircase, and it starts walking up the staircase as if it's going up to heaven. And that was the end of the vision. And it blew my mind, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Because what does that mean? Because immediately I'm like, somebody is trying, it's somebody in a high position. Like I'm sitting here like, asking the Lord, does it mean it's somebody in a high position that is trying to that's really a snake, but they're trying to, because, snakes can also represent lies, and they can also represent, people that are pretending to be something that they're not. And I'm like, okay, Lord, what in the world does that mean? And the Lord said nothing for a while. So then I am in worship, and I just have music playing in the background, and I'm just, worshiping him, thanking him. And usually in that setting, I'll have my pen and I'll have my paper, and I'm ready to write down whatever I feel like the Lord is saying to me in the moment. And the Lord began to say, I'm ready to tell you what that vision was that you saw. And I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, he finna tell me. And so he began to say, and he brought to mind another vision that I had as I was getting my nails done. Let me tell you about this other vision I had. As I was getting my nails done, I saw this lioness and this crocodile. The lioness was on land, the crocodile was in the water. And the lioness was roaring at the crocodile, and the crocodile was snapping at the lioness. Well, the lioness kept roaring, that crocodile kept snapping. All of a sudden, the lion, the king of the jungle, comes running over and steps up beside the lioness and starts roaring. And that crocodile backs up, starts slowly backing up, and disappears under the water. And that was the end of that vision. And I'll never forget, because I was getting my nails done and I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So the Lord brought that vision back to me, and he said, Faith, you have always been protected. This was me showing you my protection. And I'm like, okay, so I get with the crocodile and the lioness and the crocodile snapping back, but I don't know what you mean by the snake that's standing straight up. So he did confirm with the crocodile. The crocodile represented witchcraft. It represented the enemy's attack towards you, and you were the lioness roaring at the crocodile. But it was before you knew how to properly go into spiritual warfare. It was before you knew how to do, the things that I'm teaching you now. And the Lion of Judah, when the Lion of Judah showed up, come on, somebody, that crocodile got out of there. That crocodile did not stay. That crocodile knew that its time was up. See, he could snap at that lioness. When that lioness was roaring back, he could snap. Because you know what? The word says that this kind only goes out by prayer and fasting. So there are some things that you might be warring against, and it seems like it's not breaking. But honey, sometimes you gotta go into prayer and fasting. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more. And I know that we're not always taught that. We're not always, given that. So you may have some issues that you've been dealing with that may require you to go into prayer and fasting. And in that situation, that particular demonic attack, I needed to go into prayer and fasting for. And so when the Lion of Judah showed up, that crocodile knew how to walk away. And so then I'm like, okay, that makes sense, Lord. That makes sense, Lord. So what about this snake? Because I thought snakes represented witchcraft. And so here I am watching a snake that is a real snake, and it's standing straight up. Like, you know, snakes slither on the ground, but this snake is standing straight up, and it's walking towards stairs like it's walking up to heaven. And we're around clouds. So it's like, I know that we're not in the physical realm, like we're in the spiritual realm. So I'm like, it's walking towards steps, walking up to heaven. And he said, Faith, I want to take you to Exodus. I wrote it down. I wrote it down just for you guys because I love y'all. And remember, God reveals himself through visions, and he reveals his plans through dreams. So anytime you have a vision, God is showing you, you're going to see identity. You're going to see identity of something. And usually it's God revealing his identity if it's from him. But if the enemy is sending you a vision, it's going to show you the identity of a demon or the identity of Satan. And then the dreams will represent God's plan for you, or if they're sent from hell, it's going to represent hell's plan for your life. So here it is, Exodus 7, 10 and 12. The Lord said, I want to take you to Exodus 7, 10 and 12. And so I'm going to read it to you. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did just as the Lord commanded. Aaron cast down his staff before Pharaoh and his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh summoned the wise men and the sorcerers, and the magicians of Egypt, also did the same by their secret arts. For each man cast down his staff, and they became serpents. But Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs. Aaron's staff that became the serpent swallowed up the other serpents of the witches, the magicians, the demonic serpents. Okay? Aaron's snake, Aaron and Moses' snake that came straight from God, when they threw that staff down that God gave them, when they threw that down, showing that God was with them, it became a snake bigger than the other snakes that ate the other snakes. And the Lord said, Faith, you've always been protected. And the snake that you saw walking back up to heaven was that snake, was the snake that I have given you, was the snake showing that I'm with you and that I ate up every other snake, just like that Lion of Judah showed up and protected you right when you were trying to, go at that crocodile. So every snake, listen, it's always good. Definitely make sure you pray that prayer. If you have a dream about a snake, it's always good to pray that prayer. Like, Lord, is this you? And if not, like, immediately rebuke it. But then ask the Lord what it means, what it represents. God is stronger and God is bigger and God's got your back. Just like he had Moses and Aaron's back. When everybody threw down their staffs, everybody was trying to vie say, well, no, I'm more powerful. No, I have more authority. No, the authority that came with Aaron and Moses, that snake ate up the other snakes. And so the Lord revealed that that's what that snake was that was walking back up to heaven. It was the authority that God gave us, me, you, his children, to trample. That's what that Bible verse means. He's given us authority to trample on serpents and scorpions. Okay, he's given us that authority. And so that's what that vision, not dream, that vision represented, because it revealed who he was. It revealed that he's actually bigger than anything else. He's bigger than witchcraft. He's bigger than sorcery. He's bigger than magicians. He's bigger than all of that. So still, if you have a dream about snakes, definitely take it to the Lord. First rebuke it, take it to the Lord, and ask the Lord to reveal what that was. Because even then, like, I still rebuked that dream or that vision. I rebuked it because I didn't, I'm thinking everything that got to do with a snake is demonic. Okay? Everything that has to do with the snake is demonic. But the Lord revealed to me who he was. That he was actually bigger than any other snake. He's actually bigger than any witch, any warlock, any magician, any black magic worker, white magic worker, whoever. The Lord is actually bigger. So I want to encourage you with that. That was episode 3, and I will see you in episode 4.